You're listening to Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. I'm your host. My name is Kel. Marcus, Jessica Trufant. What's up? How you guys doing?
Good.
What's up, brother? What's
Tired.
good?
Oh my. Damn.
She's yawning.
I know. How are you, Kel?
I'm good, man. I've been good. Things have been good here in the desert. How's everything in the Northwest? How are the kids? How's life?
Really
Good.
good.
Well, and a bit overwhelming for me, if I'm going to be honest about what the kids and end of school
end of
parties
school. It's
and,
like that's a full-time job.
everything, sports, etc. It's becoming a bit much for me, but together we can conquer all.
We can conquer all. Yeah, good. I just took my 14-year-old Kimura to get her nose pierced yesterday.
Mhm.
She's been asking for a couple of years
She
now.
thinks she's cute.
I know. She thinks she's the shit, and she's getting ready to go into high school, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. So it's really cute.
You guys are the cool parents.
We are. No, it's not even about being the cool parents. It's like,
No, you're the cool parents.
take your nose ring out. If you,
Yeah, it's on you now. It's on her to maintain it and to take care of it.
right. And a lot
of
of jobs are becoming more accepting of having piercings. So my thing is, in the future, if it doesn't work out, just take the shit out.
Well, when she pulls up to high school, the freshman year nose ring, she's going to be the shit, because I remember when I was in high school, there was this one dude who had like a tattoo, and he was like 15, and we were like, yo, son got a tattoo. Like, and it was a nice tattoo, like on his forearm. And I was like, he's the fucking man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Kel, it's 2023. Everybody has a nose piercing in high school.
do they?
Everybody.
My kids ain't in high school
Seriously.
yet, so I have no idea.
Oh,
I'm totally.
they're fully like
disconnect.
tatted up.
Yeah.
Fully.
A lot of the boys on the hoop team and
Yes,
stuff. A lot of guys
fully
got tats.
tatted up.
Football team, yep.
All the girls have nose
Yeah,
rings.
I remember
so
like
she'll just
some
fit right in.
seniors and like juniors and some seniors like being tatted up and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I don't feel like nobody had tattoos when I was in high school.
Nobody had tattoos
Really?
when I was in
Nah.
high school.
No.
I wanted to
Oh,
talk to you
no.
guys about something kind of serious today. I wanted to talk about today's beauty standards and if we think, or you guys think, if they've gotten out of hand. I know we've all heard about Jackie O, DC Fly's, the mother of his kids and girlfriend who passed away in her hotel room after she had her mommy makeover. Now, all the details haven't come out, so I'm not gonna sit here and say like the mommy makeover is the reason why this poor young lady passed away, this mother passed away, but it's just this isn't the first time we've heard things like this in the news and headlines. Kanye West's mom, you know, she had gotten work done and didn't know that she had a heart condition, and she ended up, you know, passing away while under the knife and things like that. So my question is like I said in the beginning, do we think the beauty standards are getting out of hand? And then what can us as men, like, you know, the spouses, the boyfriends, the husbands, the baby daddies, what can we do to help support our women so they don't feel, I don't know, indifferent about themselves when their bodies change after having kids and things like that?
The standard of beauty, I personally believe, was started by men. Men have controlled women and, you know, told them how to act, how to be, they need to be housewives and do this and do that and dress a certain way and all of this kind of stuff. And then they started posing in magazines and they were objectifying women and their bodies. And I think it spiraled into what it is today. And now we've talked about this before. Women judge women super harshly and each other's bodies very harshly. And we also, you know, just the culture. And I'm sorry, I blame the men a lot of the time. I want a woman that's this. I need a woman that has a fat ass, a small waist, like all of these things. And this shit has been happening. plastic surgery this is not a new phenomenon. Women have been doing it for decades. Now, I just think there's been an advancement. It's widely advertised. Who's doing the most plastic surgery? Men. Who are encouraging women? Oh, you don't like men. So
are you talking about the men doctors, or are you saying
the men most of the plastic surgeons, the people that are coming up with all this shit, this is men. It's men, and it's a business. And I just think it is really sad. And I know there's not really any concrete details for Jackie O's death, but I know the pressure to look a certain way, especially when you're in the spotlight, is heavy. And it's super sad because nobody really, I don't know. It's hard. I've fallen victim to that. I want to be smaller. I want to be this. I want to be that. I wanted bigger boobs because I had breastfed my kids down to nubs, my boobs. And so I went and I got implants, and that backfired. And it's just, I don't know. It's sad that we are not taught to fully embrace and love our bodies. And yes, I said men are a huge part of the reason why women view themselves differently. But I think it's just, especially now, it's just the culture. And that's how it is. You can't be a size 8. You have to be a size 6. You have to have that tiny waist and that big fucking ass or big ginormous titties. And so I don't know. I would agree
with a lot of that. And just like you said, there's really no getting around it. The way the culture is now and what's hot and what's kind of the fad, this is where we're at now. And it is, it is what it is. But where I find the issue is that there's so much, what's the term?
It's so easily
accessibility, right? As far as doctors, you got good doctors, you got bad doctors, and you got all this stuff in between, right?
And so it's men doctors. You're not hearing women going and getting
I don't know if that matters, though. I don't know if that matters that it's men doing the work, but it's a business and it's a market for that. Everybody on the planet, everybody on social media wants to look a certain way. So there's if
women were doing it,
a market,
there wouldn't be that many people dying.
If women were doing the work,
was doing the work,
I don't know if you can say that. I don't know if you can say
body.
that.
Men don't understand. They don't know when to stop. That's why they be putting these fucking ginormous implants.
They're trying to give people what they want.
And women putting fucking what were they putting in women's butts? Injecting fucking tar and poison.
I think the majority of doctors are men. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's just a number. So naturally, there's going to be more men that are doing the work. But I don't know if a woman did the work, that means that it would be a better job because she knows a woman's body. I don't know if I agree with that.
I do.
But again, the market is so heavy and the need is so strong. Like the game is the Wild Wild West right now, though. Everybody's doing it. There's, all different scales of
everybody
skill level and all this type of stuff, though. But everybody don't have the means, though. So I think that's where the regulations and all that kind of stuff have to come into play. I don't know all the details about it, but
it's a business.
To me, it seems like, yes, money is driving this thing and preying upon people's want to fit in and to please the insecurities, yes, and pleasing the masses, especially if you're in the limelight. It's tough to be on TV, to be on social media and take the ridicule if you don't look like the prototype that people are calling the prototype, which really ain't the prototype, which is fake in most situations.
That's what I'm saying. We don't even know what it is to it's almost like it's not acceptable to just be normal and natural. You have to.
The lines are blurred now, though. What's normal is made to is made to look or feel like this is what normal is. Everybody that's on TV looks a certain way, right? That's normal, but so that's not facts though. So that's where the teaching has to come into play when you got young kids on social.
Social media blew this shit completely out of the water.
Information travels too fast nowadays.
Completely out of the water. And every time you scroll up, you see a bitch with weren't we talking about a zero gravity waist?
You were talking about that. I said I didn't know what that was.
I don't know. I like the term. A waist that is the size of a toddler's and an ass that's the size of an elephant. And we see all of the attention they're getting, all the accolades, all the people, and
all the money she can make too.
All the money.
Right?
And I don't think there is, do what you do, right, to your body. But I think it's unfortunate that now it's like, if you don't look like that, or if you're normal or normal, what is normal anyway? There's just a lot of pressure, even on women. Even if you're not in Hollywood, there's a lot of pressure to look a certain way. And my point is, we've always felt this pressure. Dudes are walking around here fucking beer guts.
Different pressures. So
like,
we can discuss that later. Different pressures, though. Yeah.
Really? Are you guys going and injecting your asses because they're small?
It don't have to be asses. It don't have to be calves. It don't have to be abs. But if
I got you guys. No, what men are doing, and I've known about 3 or 4 men that have passed away from this, is that men are doing things like taking steroids. That's what they're doing. They're doing therapy replacement, hormone therapy replacement, and TRT and stuff like that. And granted, guys that are dying from it are people that are abusing it, but you know, there's men that fall into the same pressure of, I want to be big, I want to have muscles. You know, you go on, you can scroll on Instagram and you can see, oh, you can take this this pill that will raise your testosterone levels, or this that will give you more human growth hormone and stuff like that. So I mean, there's dudes that fall into the same thing.
Right. I get that. I do get that. I want to be big. I want to have muscles.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. But for women, I want to be skinny. I want to have a small waist. I want to have a big butt. I want to have breasts. I want to have the proper nose. I need to have the proper this. I need to have high cheekbone. Like it's pretty fucked up for women.
To be fair, there are women out there. There are teams or groups or producers of musicians or artists or whatever. It's a business investment. The woman necessarily doesn't have to fall victim to these things of society, but okay, I want to make this amount. I want to have this amount of reach. Okay, I'm going to do this makeover thing, and it's just an investment, right? It's it's on purpose. It's a plan, and it's structured. Okay, I'm going to attack what people view as being the perfect woman. I'm going to build myself up like this, and I'm going to go get the bag. And that's just another way around it, right? It doesn't have to be all like the mental side of it. I don't like myself, but I'm going to make this investment because I'm trying to get to the money.
It can go either way, but I think a lot of it is because it's not just people that are trying to make money. People literally do not like the way they look, do not like themselves. And we were watching a show with, I don't know if it was a Love and Hip Hop show, but the producer was like, you need an ass or you need more. And they go out and get more because it's a cold fucking game. And I don't think that.
Do you compare that to like being a model runway? You got too much ass, or you're too thick, so you need to lose weight, or you're an athlete, you're not built up enough, you're not strong enough, so you're unnaturally, you might do some steroids or whatever. There's pressures all over the place, and there's standards set for certain industries, but what is too much, I guess, is what we're saying.
for men, majority of men, to be themselves. It has pretty much never been okay. We've been, crucified for, back then, if you weren't completely covered up. Now it's when you're covered up, you're like, what are you doing? You're not showing enough skin. You're not doing, it's just like, I think everybody's just really, really confused. And again, there is a lot of pressure, and you don't really think about it when you go in to have this stuff done, the risks. And I know getting a Brazilian butt lift, that is the most dangerous surgery as far as cosmetic that you can do. Because when they're injecting the fat into your butt, what can happen is they can go too deep and puncture a blood vessel, which causes a clot. Now, somebody go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. An embolism, and it travels to your heart.
Oh, wow.
And your lungs, because it got into the artery or whatever, because there's a lot of vessels and all that kind of stuff in your butt. Right. And when you are in the wrong hands and you're persuaded by mostly men doctors.
Well, there's risk with everything. There's risk. So it doesn't have to be the wrong hands all the time. It could be a perfectly good doctor, but there's risks with every
There are risks,
surgery.
But a perfectly good doctor probably hasn't killed somebody doing...
Good doctors don't do BBLs, last I checked.
And a lot of doctors, I was reading that a lot of doctors will not perform BBLs just because of the risk.
So here's the other thing with that, is that I'm hearing what you guys are saying, and you guys are right, and I'm not going against anything that you're saying, but like, I think the other part of this too is like, you look at people going to places like Miami to get this kind of work done. Now you have to think about the healthcare system in a place like Florida, right? You have a ton of unlicensed doctors. You have doctors that get their degree from some weird island in the Caribbean and then get a business license, or and they have some other doctor on their license that can write prescriptions. So if you think about like the Miami, Florida plastic surgery game, it's super shady down there. It's like, you can get the work done. You want to get the work done, fine. Low key, like, you can't cut corners. You can't cut corners when it comes to somebody cutting your body open. You see? So like, people will go and they'll do this medical tourism, and they'll go to like Panama, they'll go to Colombia, they'll go to the DR or something like that, and have some just random unlicensed person in some basement cut them open and do this stuff to them. So I think
that
part
just
of that
speaks to our society.
Right.
And
so part of it is that too, where it's like, well, I want it so bad. I rather pay less and run the risk of catastrophic failure and something happen. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, all right, well, let me get all my ducats lined up and just pay what it is that I need to pay to get whatever done is done. Because there are a lot of doctors that when you get work done, they'll say, even with like breast implants, they're like, I'm not going to go any bigger. Like, you want them this big? We can't go that big because it's not going to look right on your body and it's going to hurt your body. I'm not going to go that big. I'm not going to go bigger.
And their name's attached to it.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? But there are a lot of doctors who are about their coin.
Of course.
And will put a big ass, ginormous implant into a woman. And even these doctors out here giving, like in your right mind, because you see these women on Instagram whose butts are,
they got 20 million followers too,
massive. Well, and it's like, what doctor was like, all right, that's cool, that's safe, we're gonna do that for you.
You know, you're right, Jess, but my thing is, let's get away from that. Let's get to like the women that are getting work done that, you know, they're not on Instagram trying to do extra shit. It's like, you know, it's a guy's wife, or that just had a kid, or, you know, someone's fiance who just, like, for instance, here's a quote from Jackie O, what she did, this is from the LA Times, when she was interviewed in 2017 by DJ Smalls. She opened up about her pregnancy and her love for her children and the pressure to snap back after having children. She said, quote, "I looked in the mirror and said, damn, I need to lose some damn weight because my stomach is looking crazy. But y'all know what happens. I had a baby." That's what she said. So getting away from the whole social media thing, granted, you know, she was on Wild 'N Out, so, and she was on TV, so she had to keep up a certain image, obviously. But like when we think of like the everyday people and like the everyday woman, you know, it's like, how can like us men, you know, support our women and say, hey, you look all right. I brought this up here on the show before. I don't mean ranting on too long, but like, I think a big problem in the United States is that we have a big problem with body dysmorphia that people don't want to talk about, because people are always want to talk about what they don't like about themselves, you know? And it's always, well, I got to fix one thing. Now I got to fix another thing because I don't like this. I don't like that. And they're trying to reach this psychotic idea of perfection, which isn't realistic.
Well, like body dysmorphia and stuff like that, that is really like it's like a mental illness. And it is, I think part of it is part like nature, like who you are, and it's part environment, right? Mm-hmm. You might already just be feeling a little bit down about yourself, just in general, before you start doing all this. But then you look out in the world, not in the world, in the United States, and you look at these women who are, and a big part of it is a lot of women don't understand what these women do to achieve the looks that they have, to be as skinny as they are, to, you know, be even as muscular as you are. These women, and, you know, I'm not taking shit on that, but you can't really live life like you want to. It has to be very regimen, very strict, very this. You have women that are super skinny that do not eat. And, you know, snort coke and pop all these pills and do all this kind of stuff. So we don't really, everybody is struggling in some capacity. And I just think it's unfortunate that women are held to such an unattainable standard that we will go through that we don't even like ourselves. Do you know we have grown to hate our stretch marks? A lot of women, I don't care how many women are like, I embrace my stretch marks. Nobody wants stretch marks, right? And it's such a natural part of...
I do.
Yeah, you love it all. It's such a natural part of being a woman, being a mother, all of that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It's sad.
Well, I'll make a couple.
And I'm guilty of everything.
Comments
as well.
What you,
I will pick myself apart.
Right. A lot of that is from the standards. A lot of that is from just the way everything is, what people think is reality, right? But what you said earlier is really the truth. People don't understand what it takes to do anything, right? Everything that we see nowadays is a highlight film, but nobody, and this is just a sports analogy, right? So don't be mad. People don't see the days, the practices, all the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into what you're presenting now. It goes the same for the way you look in most situations.
Right.
And it's not just for people that's doing it natural. I don't think there's anything wrong with having work done at all.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, I had implants. Right. I had a fucking fat transfer to my boobs because I didn't want to not have any and feel.
People want to have that done, but you're cutting corners. You don't have the money to do it. You don't have the money to do it properly. You don't take care of it. All these different things. It takes a lot to look good. It takes a lot to be rich. It takes a lot to be a good athlete. It's all these things that fall under the same umbrella. Everybody wants to be at this level, but don't want to do at this level work or pay at this level money. So it's a science to it. It's levels to it. People don't understand. Everybody wants the instant gratification, but that's not real life. That's fake. That's in movies. Things happen right away. And just because it's the next scene, and you go from looking this way and you look this way now, it doesn't work like that. There's a lot that goes on in between.
Like I've been talking to Marcus, we perceive ourselves through the eyes of others, and what, society says is good, what these songs say is what should be the standard, all that kind of stuff. And you can say that, I'm good, I don't pay attention to all that kind of shit all you want to, but that shit seeps in. It is there.
It's a fight. It's a constant fight. You do have to have the self-talk, though. Self-talk is a real thing, though. You have to tell yourself, I'm good enough. I look good. Even though I'm not what this is going on in the music videos or what I'm seeing on social media or what I'm seeing, down at the beach. You got to talk to yourself. I'm good enough. I'm normal and my man likes it. That's what I was going to talk about, Kel, because you asked the question about what can us men do. It's really not much we can do, but what we can do is be consistent, right? And that's with our words and that's with our actions. We love our women. Come up to you, women, enjoy her body. Just be 100% in. Yeah, there's all these other things going on out in the world, but this is your lady, so consistently feed into her, and try to make her feel good about herself. That's our job. That's what we should be doing. Or that's just what I feel, right? It might not be for everybody, but us as men, we can't change the mind of a woman, but we can be consistent and we could be something that they can count on. All of society is telling them, okay, you're not good enough, but they could always look at us and be like, okay, I know my man likes it.
Like
and that's how it should be.
Kel said, it doesn't matter what you say.
That's what I said. It doesn't matter, but
that's where my point is.
All we can do is be consistent,
it's women tearing down women. It's women judging women even more harshly than men at this point. We've been groomed by society, by men. What?
But isn't there that like thing we've always talked about, how women say, oh, men will fuck anything. You guys don't care. You'll fuck anything. Well, I feel like but I feel like in some parts, like, obviously there's men that do care, but a lot of men I don't think really care. And I think
so who is it really for?
But that's what I'm saying. It started with back in the day, the objectification of women and the exposing of their bodies and women thinking that's how it should be. But now you're right. Men, a lot of men, maybe even majority of the men probably don't care, but now it's women judging women.
Yeah.
And that is where it's, she just had a baby. Look at her. It's been 9 months and she's still carrying that's the kind of shit we do to each other. And it's pretty fucking sad. And that's why we're on the tables trying to get everything sucked out. And it goes beyond plastic surgery. That's why we're starving ourselves. That's why we're doing all of these things.
Right. This was a good conversation, you guys. We got, Jess was back this week and I got her all fired up. Like I like to get her all pissed off. That's what I know I did my job.
I'm not mad. I'm really sad because of instances like Jackie O or tragedies like Jackie O, because it is very common. We just don't hear about it.
Right. That's real.
So
that's real. Word. Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. This was such a great episode. It was, I think it was very educational, and we were very serious. We were very serious this time around, but it was good.
That's different for us.
Marcus Trufant, Jessica Trufant. My name is Kel. Of course, you can follow the page on Instagram, trulyunruly_podcast. If you want us to answer any of your questions too about your relationship, or maybe you're at home and you're having body issues with your spouse and you want us to enlighten you and kick you some game, you can email us at trulyunruly_podcast@gmail.com. Of course, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform and catch the visual on YouTube. Just search Truly Unruly or search the man himself, Marcus Trufant, and catch us every Sunday on Converge. Boom! I think I got it. Hey. All right, y'all. Till next time, peace and much love.